What a tragedy! I see you're all tied to the tracks. Raw sewage! It's what's for dinner!
I decided it was time to get back into wrestling games after many bowling game reviews. But with so many wrestling games on various platforms throughout the decades, I wasn't sure where to start. Then, it hit me.
Someone kick some booty!
I barely have any reviews out there for the SEGA Dreamcast, which is in turn due to the bad games I first played on the system after never playing it before. So I was turned off for a few months. Well, I think it's time to give the last SEGA console another chance with WWF Attitude, one of the 4 known English wrestling games for the system. So enough is enough. It's time to shut up cause Stone Cold said so and get in the ring for a new wrestling game review. Or not. So yeah, first things first, as with any wrestling game, we need to get into create a superstar mode and make our favorite characters, YouTubers, streamers, celebrities, friends, and family. Sadly, unlike other wrestling games, even around the time this game came out, WWF Attitude has a lackluster, restrictive editor where we can barely make anyone. Though I did make a Timu Charlie.
Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boy, you're lost with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration.
Of course, we had to make his brother from another 7-Eleven mother, Mutahar, for tag team matches. I did get to make a pretty accurate Asmongold as well, surprisingly. I even found the perfect hair. But outside these guys, everyone else was nothing like their real selves. I couldn't make G-Man Lives or Civvy11 #FreeCivvy that well. When it comes to any other characters, I decided to represent Asmongold's viewer base. I did my best to capture their appearance correctly, the body type was supported, but furry headphones were not, so they get a furry mask instead.
At the fidelity, it's very not good. It's very run-of-the-mill.
Any game needs good controls to be a good game. If the game controls poorly, it's a bad game no matter what. So of course, you can expect this game to be one of the worst controlling wrestling games of all time. I mean, it's Acclaim after all. They were THQ before THQ, just as THQ was the Embracer Group before the Embracer Group.
Oh yeah!
I can't even describe the controls as things barely function. I tried to switch my controller thinking it was breaking, but nope, it's the game itself that's breaking. Every time I try to grab someone, it makes me block or does nothing. Half of the time, when I do get to grab at someone, it doesn't even grab them. Your character just grapples the air like it's giving Oxygen a bear hug. Stupid!
Oh my gosh!
This has led me to struggle with even trying to climb in and out of the ring and losing matches to the countout. Same thing with cage matches where I wasn't allowed to climb the cage walls for some reason, no matter what I pressed. I also could never tag my tag team partner into a match. Instead, I would just punch them. What kind of psycho made these controls?
Player 2's got the advantage now! Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Honestly, I just started mashing buttons in the hopes I'd eventually start to get somewhere, but never did. Heck, there's no option for AI-only matches, so I have to play every time. I get the Dreamcast had a pretty bad controller, but good God! This thing wasn't made for any type of game. It sucks for fighting games, it sucks for racing games, it sucks for every kind of game. No wonder why the Dreamcast flopped.
How'd you like that, Skippy?
As for the roster of wrestlers, we have a decent amount. Though some I never heard of, let alone remember, such as Mr. Death and Billy Gunn.
Mr. Showtime is here to put on the best match ever seen in WWF history!
Though I do know of the likes of Owen Hart, Paul Bearer, Road Dogg, Mark Henry, King, Mankind, Goldust, Gangrel, Grandmaster Sexay, Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler, Edge, Christian, The Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, X-Pac, and Shawn Michaels, for example.
I'm so excited for this match, I passed up 3 fire hydrants on the way. I've been saving it for you, baby.
Of course, due to its time, there really isn't any female wrestlers outside of Jacqueline, Sable, and of course, the lovely Chyna. May she rest in peace. There are tons of game modes to play with. But sadly, of course, quite a few of them are exclusive to 2, 3, and 4 player mode. So obviously I can't access those ones. But we'll cover a few. Otherwise this review would be like 30 plus minutes long and no one wants that. Heck, my larger reviews are the worst performing for that reason. People have short attention spans these days. So we'll just cover a couple of them, like Triple Threat, where 3 people go in and only one can win.
The show must go on!
Ho, ho, ho. You don't mean to tell me you don't like dogs? Get busy.
We can enable a few different settings like hardcore, cage, or fall anywhere. Set how you can win the match with Iron Man, I Quit, finisher, and 2/3 victory. I always enjoyed hardcore matches as a kid. Just smashing chairs into people's faces was always so satisfying.
That was heinous. Yeah, that was bad.
Or just getting hit in the head with an old school television works too. Like, good God, man. Just shoot them already. Those TVs were no joke for the people under the age of 25, because you probably never even seen those types of TVs before. Those things were heavy as hell. If you dropped that on your foot, it had to be amputated. If it fell on a pet or a child, you'd be taking it up to be buried in the pet cemetery, where the things don't stay dead, because dead is better.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Mr. Showtime is exactly that. Boingy, 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 boingy.
Tag team matches are another favorite of mine, but sadly the controls hold it back on top of the AI not being good. At least your tag team partner is AI. They just stand there while the other two tag team you. I mean, really, Asmongold and King just spit roasted Moist Critical. Now there's something you'd never thought to hear.
Player one is in a bad way. Tag out! Tag out! They lock corners. Smart move.
If this was the PS1 WWF SmackDown 2, Know Your Role, things would play better, because Ukes knew what they were doing, unlike Acclaim. Oh god, this is an Acclaim game. Yeah, that makes sense now as to why it sucks.
See? 1, 2, 3.
But wait! There's more!
Royal Rumble events were pure chaos in these games. Just having all kinds of wacky created characters charge into the ring and get tossed around was a laugh. Here, of course, due to the limited creation mode, I didn't do that.
What a move!
It's your usual 30 participants fighting for being the last one in a ring. They will go to WrestleMania. The only rule is try to be the last one. People would form temporary alliances to take down larger foes.
Player 2 took an IQ test and the results came back negative.
Controls still suck, but at least I had some fun in this one, just duking it out with a good chunk of the game's roster. But eventually I got yeeted out of the ring to watch the AI finish the fight.
For us. What athleticism!
Let's go, player one!
King of the Ring involves one-on-one fights through a tournament tree. Win each match till you're the King of the Ring. I don't mind this mode, but the controls still suck, which led to me losing and just watching the tourney tree change. Of course, you can't have the Attitude Era without a cage match, where you get smashed face first into the cage walls, while one must escape to win.
It's on Dream Screen! He's falling and he can't get up!
Cut it! Leave me alone!
I tried to get on the cage, but no combination of buttons would let me get up there. This caused the AI to win by default over the shitty game controls. This sucks.
Oh my gosh, when you imposters, that's wussy. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Hey, when you imposters, sus. Oh my gosh, sus. Oh my gosh, sassy wussy. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, sus.
Through the horn, I am.
Sus.
Career mode is a thing where you can solo your way through each live episode of a show, or through a tag team. So I had Charlie and Muda team up.
I can carry anyone. I am the whole damn show.
Beating the living hell out of you is just another day at the office for Stone Cold.
It's okay, but nothing special. Just fighting random wrestlers every week, so that's boring. I mean, there's no cutscenes or story, just random matches. Why even bother with this mode if you're not going to make it unique? It's just exhibition mode with no control.
face down and out. Hurry, get up.
It does suck the AI doesn't play as your tag team partner once I miraculously got the tag to work. I just randomly press buttons like you do in any shitty fighting game, and eventually, yay, I can swap partners and now I'm playing as a different character. We did end up losing, but hey, when your opponents are Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels, you're bound to suffer.
Shut up.
There's not much else to talk about. The music does suck and it's very quiet or doesn't even work. The audio quality is pretty bad, which I know is ironic coming from my channel. Once that audience starts chanting, it's nails on a chalkboard.
And the crowd comes alive. They're showing their true colors now, aren't they, Shane? All the way to the top. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Load times are good, and I wish there was more variety in the commentary. Gets old hearing Jerry the King Lawler tell McMahon to get in the ring.
Crowd is going bananas. Why don't you get in there and wrestle, McMahon?
At the end of the day, WWF Attitude is a mediocre fun little game, well worth playing, but doesn't have much else going for it. Outside of its clunky controls and lackluster features, I honestly would recommend the PlayStation 1 games like SmackDown 2 instead.
I skipped my 16th plate at the buffet to lay into you.
This is just a rough experience that hasn't aged that well. I wanted to like the game as the Attitude Era is what I grew up with, but man, is this just a disappointment. Oh well, maybe I'll tackle some of the other old wrestling games one day. Till then, anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later. Alright, let's wrap up yet another compilation with the very last WWF branded wrestling game for SEGA Dreamcast. This one was actually not that bad, and in fact, I'd say it's better than WWF Attitude was by a country mile. Which is surprising, given I didn't really care for Attitude, unlike the Attitude Era itself, which was peak WWF/WWE. Enough talk, unlike today's WWE, where it's nothing but talking, and get ourselves into some severe pain, pulling off stunts, body slams, choke slams, tombstones, and tag team finishers. WWF Royal Rumble is an arcade fighting game, developed by SEGA AM1 for arcade machines and ported to SEGA Dreamcast by the classic wrestling developers Ukes back in the year 2000. This game is a Dreamcast exclusive for home console ports, as it was never released anywhere else outside of the arcade and Sega's last whimper of a console. As such, you have a timer, continues, clunky arcade combat, and fast-paced what the fuck just happened moments galore. Yeah! What the fuck? Much like WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game, you only have a select amount of wrestlers to play with. You got Al Snow, Big Show, Chris Jericho, D'Lo Brown, Edge, Jeff Hardy, Kane, Kurt Angle, Mankind, Matt Hardy, Rikishi, Road Dogg, Shane McMahon, Stone Cold, Taz, The Godfather, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, Vince McMahon, Boo! And X-Pac, giving you a decent roster of wrestlers to play with, but also one that's a bit on the small side, Also, there's no support for divas or female superstars, if you will, which sucks because I would love to see Chyna body slam some bitches. Much like WWF WrestleMania the arcade game, WWF Royal Rumble has fast-paced, albeit clunky combat. You have to be breaking your controller just to keep up as the AI doesn't play around. Things are so fast-paced, I was struggling to understand this game's controls and decided against attempting to explain it. Instead, I'll just say this. After you get your ass handed to you a few times, you'll finally understand how this game works. It's a slow process of comprehension, but at a fast-paced what the fuck just happened experience. Like I said, the combat is a bit clunky and takes some time to get used to. It's fine once you do, but at first you'll be wondering, what the fucking hell is going on and what buttons did I just press to pull off that move so I know what to do next time? In other words, every fighting game ever.
Makes sense? You hear me? Shut up!
But once you do start to nail the controls, the game becomes tons of fun. Pulling off all kinds of moves, building up your special gauge to pull off a special attack. Which can easily help you win the match if your opponent is hurt enough by knocking them out. The AI is brutal, or bipolar to say the least. It has no problem going from pacifist to a raging maniac in the blink of an eye. In fact, there were many a times during my 4 attempts to play through exhibition mode that I was winning to only get whacked out of nowhere and lose.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
But still, I like that. It's not too unbalanced that it's not overcomable. Wait, is that even a word?
I mean, this right here is the epitome of not even trying.
I like how during combat, we could go from the ring to randomly being thrown into a Hell in the Cell match, or taken backstage, or to some random location. It completely throws me off, but not necessarily in a bad way. I enjoy how randomly during matches, a large group of random wrestlers will storm the ring and attempt to take you and your opponent down a notch. These moments can also be a benefit to help build up your special gauge to finish off your opponent for a classic knockout.
Here it comes!
Since the game requires you to have a partner, choose wisely, as everyone has their own moves and abilities. During character selection, you can also decide which 3 abilities you will use with your partner. There's 3 types to choose from, and the buttons displayed are your combinations you need to hit in order to pull off said moves. Some are simple, like jumping into the ring and beating your opponent down. Or by getting them to assist you in pulling off a throw or slam attack. Teamwork is key to winning, as your opponents will spam their own abilities, so be ready for anything as you attempt to win at all cost. Of course, your opponent likes to spam these abilities with a cooldown too. Your end goal is to defeat basically the entire roster of wrestlers and make your way to the final boss, or should I say bosses, as you must now face Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon.
Boo!
Sadly, Shane is the one who's in the ring with you, and I really wanted to crack Vince's skull open. This fight goes just like any other, but it's neat to see the McMahons together, being scumbags as per usual. After you beat the shit out of Shane with a pin or knockout, it's the end. There's nothing for you other than copyrighted video footage of WWF/WWE with credits rolling to the side. That sucks, and wasn't really worth completing Exhibition Mode 4. I mean, there's literally no endings. Someone get hold of Matt McMuscles, we got a contender for worst fighting game. The second mode is Royal Rumble, but unlike how it works in real life, you must eliminate a certain amount of wrestlers over and over again within a time limit while not getting eliminated. Also, because of the small roster of wrestlers, once you eliminate someone, they just charge back into the ring for more action. It's just a convoluted mess of non-stop chaos, which is actually kind of fun, though because of the 9 wrestlers in the ring at a time, it could get a bit hard to keep track of where you are as the camera moves around, zooming in and out, bodies flying all over the place. It's just a mess that eventually I got sick of and just allowed the AI to eliminate me so I could move on with my life. Time for the other section, where we can cover things like music, technical jargon, and other crap.
Yay!
There's a decent amount of options within the settings menu. You can adjust the difficulty, amount of wrestlers that appear, and more. But you cannot disable or alter the volume of music or sound effects, which sucks cause, well, we'll get to the audio quality in a minute. But first, let's cover the ranking system. There's a ranking system for those who want to prove they don't have a micro penis. But otherwise, that's all it is. I never got put in here, even though I cleared exhibition mode. Go figure. course, this is a SEGA Dreamcast game, so you can expect some bad audio. Like, good God, rest in peace headphone users. I'm warning you ahead of time. Turn down your volume now, as it gets fugly. Seriously, who was this game made for? The death? Another annoying thing about this game is the non-stop flashing text on screen. I get this was an arcade game, but couldn't they just bother to disable the flashing text telling controller 2, 3, and 4 to press start to play at all times during the game? It's really irritating to see during the menu navigation and gameplay, just non-stop telling controller 2, 3, and 4 to press start.
Stop it and make a good game.
Lastly, there's another mode in the main menu. Sadly, it's multiplayer only, which sucks. Let me choose who I want to fight, damn it. Why limit a mode like Versus like this to 2 or more players? That makes no sense. It should be a 1-player mode as well, where I can fight AI. This way I can fight who I want with who I want. Let me have choice. Don't limit the player like this.
Ah, you know what? This sucks. And then now you're saying it too.
At the end of the day, WWF Royal Rumble was fast-paced, chaotic fun that I can recommend. It's nothing great, but it's doable for a Dreamcast game at the least. Honestly, much like the Atari Jaguar, the controller isn't meant for fighting games, or any caliber, especially Soul Calibur.
Boingy, 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 boingy.
But Ivy Valentine titties aside, WWF Royal Rumble is your better option for WWF branded wrestling games on this console, especially given there's literally only 2 WWF games on this thing. Plus a couple of ECW and a Japan exclusive Fire Pro Wrestling game. So go ahead and play this one if you're looking for a classic arcade style fighting wrestling game. It's a mediocre game worth playing. You should have a decent fun time, especially if you have friends for up to 4-player versus mode. But I don't have that luxury of friendship.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Well, that wraps up yet another compilation, and I'll be taking a look at more WWF games on Genesis and PlayStation 1 in the future. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to help my channel grow and be noticed by the YouTube algorithm. Till then, that's it for this one. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.